dismissing ghosts as tricks of the mind and calling strange sightings nothing more than coincidence.
Oh my god! What is that?
People were left shocked when the evidence was too strong to ignore. So stay with me, because these videos even made skeptics believe the impossible. A strange incident at an airport left everyone stunned because it wasn't just caught on camera. It happened right in front of people. A man was waiting in line for security when, in the blink of an eye, he disappeared. The woman behind him screamed, frozen in shock. And this wasn't the first time. Another clip showed a woman walking toward her boarding gate when, boom, she disappeared. Her trolley bag hit the floor, but she was nowhere to be seen. Panic spread among onlookers. When the footage reached the internet, theories flooded in. But to me, it looks like the case of alien abduction. Moving mannequin. While exploring the abandoned building, the visitor couldn't shake the feeling that he wasn't alone. As he stepped into a bathroom, his camera caught a figure standing at the end of the room. But as he got closer, he realized it was just a mannequin that fell on its own. He backed away, uneasy. Something felt off. He decided to leave, but finding the exit wasn't easy. Then, footsteps. Someone was coming down the stairs. He hurried, as he wasn't sticking around to find out. But just as he reached the stairwell, loud, heavy footsteps rushed up toward him.
Hello? What?
Luckily, he made it outside safely and officially retired from urban exploring.
There is definitely something weird going on.
White Witch. A group of friends was hanging out, laughing and chatting, when one of them decided to record the moment. His phone moved around, capturing everyone, until it caught something else. In the background, a woman stood motionless. She was dressed in white, her long black hair covering part of her face. At first, the guy recording thought it was just another friend, but he was wrong, as she wasn't reacting. He hesitated before calling out, but the second his friends turned to look, she was gone. There was no sign of anyone ever being there. Crawling Witch. A resident was puzzled when the power suddenly went out. Then he began hearing strange sounds coming from the other bedroom. As he went to investigate, he spotted a figure behind the curtain. The best way was to maintain a safe distance, and that's what he did. He decided to leave, but it followed him everywhere he went. Walking on all fours, the witch was determined to take the guy with her, but casting a protection spell, the guy went inside a room and locked the door. Though he stopped recording after that, let's just hope he came out safe in the end. House intruder.
What the hell is that?
A father investigated knocking at his front door, expecting a visitor. But when he opened it, no one was there. Then, he heard a noise behind him and caught a glimpse of something hanging from the roof. There was a shadowy figure, but before he could react, it scurried out of sight. Panicked, he asked his daughter to check from the upstairs window.
Kaylee?
Yeah?
Grab your phone and film and go to the back bedroom. I'm pretty sure someone's just climbed on the roof.
She hesitated, but pulled back the curtain and screamed. A being was staring right at her. She stumbled back, but got the courage to open the window this time. But when she looked again, it was gone. Was it an alien or a result of black magic? Let me know. What do you guys think?
Oh my god! What is that?
Vanished midair. Street CCTV shows a man riding his cycle when he suddenly stopped, and only split seconds later, he was pulled backward by an unseen force. Before anyone could understand what was happening, he was lifted off the ground. His cycle hit the pavement, but he never came back down. Some believe it was an alien abduction. Others think a paranormal force wanted him to join them. Whatever took him didn't plan on letting go. Mirror world. Many believe in a mirror world, an exact replica of our own. This man might have just stepped into it. While passing by a mirror, he noticed that his reflection was missing. He waved his hand, but there was nothing staring back. Confused, he moved closer and reached out. Instead of glass, his hand passed straight through. It wasn't just a mirror, it was an opening. Stepping through, he found himself in the same place. Yet everything felt off. The world looked identical, but something told him it wasn't the one he left behind. Maybe the mirror world isn't empty. Maybe it just needed someone to take their place. Unseen intruder. No one likes to wake up from a deep sleep, and this was the worst way it could happen. A resident was fast asleep when his door suddenly slammed shut. The cause was unknown, as there was no one there and not even a breeze, just an unseen force. The loud bang jolted him awake, but what happened next was even stranger. He sat up and started screaming, like he had just seen something he wasn't supposed to. He cautiously stepped out of the room, never looking back. Cameras often capture things beyond human sight, but whatever was in that room, it seemed perfectly fine, staying hidden. Sewer entity. A man was recording himself as he climbed into a dark sewage tunnel. He pointed his camera into the shadows, scanning the emptiness, until his light caught something. In the distance, an eerie figure stood still. Its skin was pale, its arms unnaturally long. For a moment, it didn't move. It just watched. The man stood frozen, gripping his camera. Then, just as he tried to process what he was seeing, the figure took a step forward. Maybe there's a reason places like this are rarely touched by humans. Scary encounter.
Mom! Oh my gosh! No, look at me, look! What? Oh, it's okay, it's not there!
Bathrooms are often seen as portals to something beyond, and one woman experienced this in the worst way. She looked in the mirror, expecting her reflection, but the face staring back wasn't hers. Her eyes were completely black, with no pupils or whites, just pure darkness. Before she could react, a tall figure appeared behind her. It was dressed in black, and its face looked stretched and unnatural, almost as if it had forgotten how to be human. She ran out of the bathroom as fast as she could, but nothing followed her. Mirrors trap things that cannot exist beyond them. She was lucky she never looked back. Haunting building. Exploring abandoned places at night never ends well, yet these youngsters did it anyway. As they wandered around, an uneasy feeling crept over them. They weren't alone. A shadowy presence lingered behind them. Not just that, but it followed them in each room of the abandoned building. For the first few encounters, they could only record glimpses of the eerie entity, but then one of the guys captured it in full form. Covered in white, it resembled the mythical creature of a white witch. So, was it really the same, or something else was at play? You decide.
มึงไปทุบทิ้งทำไมล่ะดับไปเลย
Toddler with superpowers?
Okay, wait right there, baby. Daddy's gonna be right back, okay?
Parents love capturing memories of their little ones, and one father did the same. But what his camera recorded left everyone questioning reality. His toddler was standing on one side of a baby gate. The father stepped away for a moment, and when he looked back, the child was on the other side. The gate had never opened, and there were no signs of how the baby got through. The video spread online, with some suggesting a camera glitch or a hidden gap between the bars. Others believed it was proof of something beyond normal understanding. Whatever the truth was, that toddler seemed to know a shortcut the rest of us don't.
Okay, wait right there, baby. Daddy's gonna be right back, okay?
Witchcraft. Super Bowl. Licks had its fair share of surprises, but no one expected this. A video went viral showing a Philadelphia Eagles fan tapping a voodoo doll dressed in a Kansas City Chiefs jersey number 15, just like Patrick Mahomes. She kept at it the whole game, and the Eagles ended up winning. Witchcraft and sports have a long history, with fans using lucky charms, spells, and rituals to influence games. Some laughed, calling it the real reason for the victory. Others weren't amused, questioning if such rituals should even be allowed at public events. Gliding figure.
Vocês nem esperaram pra festa aí, né, mano? Meu Deus do céu, que porra é essa, velho?
An old, grainy video recorded years ago was uploaded online, and it left everyone puzzled. It was filmed in Brazil, where a group of friends was hanging out. While one of them recorded another, something moved just outside the window. A shadowy figure. It didn't walk, it glided across the frame and vanished behind the wall. The cameraman bolted toward the spot, but when he got there, the area was completely empty. There was no one in sight, and nothing to explain what he had just seen. Many believe the camera caught something that was never meant to be seen. After all, Brazilian ghosts are known for their restless nature and their habit of showing up when you least expect them.
Velho, tô falando sério, cara, tô falando sério. Vem aqui comigo, cara.
Pale visitor. Forest officers were wandering through the snowy woods when their dog suddenly led them straight to an unsettling sight. A figure lay in the snow, desperate for help. Its body was thin, almost skeletal, with pale skin unlike any known living being. Where its eyes should have been, there was only smooth skin. It looked weak, covered in wrinkles. And it wasn't human. Some believe it was an extraterrestrial, stranded far from wherever it came from. Others suspect it was the result of a secret experiment, one that wasn't meant to be found. Shadowy figure. A mother experienced a strange sight when she spotted a dark figure looming behind her child. Fear took over as she rushed forward, grabbed her child, and threw stones at the figure. But it didn't move. It simply stood there watching. There are countless stories of people vanishing in the mountains, never to be seen again. Some say these beings take them away. But this time, a mother's instincts were strong enough to stop whatever had set its sights on her child. Watcher above. Hikers often spot wildlife, but this wasn't any creature he recognized. On his way back, a hiker noticed two eerily similar tall, humanoid figures perched above him in the mountain. Their oversized heads stood out, while the rest of their bodies remained unclear. He ducked behind a rock, trying not to make a sound, but the way they were standing suggested they were searching. He held his breath, waiting for them to leave, which fortunately in his case happened, and he got the chance to return safely. Unseen follower.
Over there, look, over there. You see that?
What the hell?
A couple was exploring the woods when they heard footsteps behind them, but every time they turned around, they found nothing. Yet the feeling of being watched never faded. Then they finally saw it, a barely visible figure, shifting with the surroundings. Its form wasn't solid, just a hint of movement blending into the trees. It could be using the famous predatory technique to camouflage in the surrounding.
Okay, fuck.
Vanishing flip-flop. A group of friends was having fun at night when something strange happened. One of them tossed a flip-flop in the air, but before it could land, it vanished. Just like that. It never touched the ground. and there was no logical reason for it to disappear. Then, in the distance, a glowing object like a firefly floated for a few seconds before fading into the night. Flip-flops don't just disappear. So what really happened? Did they slip into a portal, or were taken by the small object? Well, one can only guess. Spy alien? A man was cuddling his cat, filming the moment to capture its warmth. But the cozy scene took a terrifying turn. The cat suddenly stiffened, eyes locked on the window. It seemed to be disturbed by the presence of whatever was behind the window. He turned to look. That's when he saw it. A figure, pale and slender, with large black eyes staring right at him. It looked exactly like the classic gray aliens linked to abductions. He tried to focus again, but the figure was gone. He was only left with a video proof and an empty window. Disturbing ritual. Back in 2021, a disturbing video surfaced online, leaving viewers unsettled. It showed two men exploring a grassy area at night. After wandering for a bit, they seemed to find the right spot, then carefully placed a strange slab on the ground. As they adjusted it, something caught their eye. In the distance, they spotted two glowing red dots. A shadowy figure stood just beyond the reach of their flashlight. The internet erupted with theories. Some believed they had unknowingly summoned something. Others were convinced it was all staged. But many were convinced that the ritual they performed had attracted them. Phantom passenger. A car approached the toll booth in a parking lot, but when the attendant reached for the ticket, there was no one inside. He was shocked and started scanning the empty driver's seat. Then, something moved. A figure clung to the back of the car. It was draped in white, with long black hair covering its face. The attendant stumbled back, but before he could react, the figure vanished. Some called it a camera glitch, but one can't neglect the attendant's reaction. Also, the stories of ghostly hitchhikers are nothing new. Eerie face. CCTV footage picked up a group of people walking through a quiet street. At first glance, nothing seemed odd until their faces came into focus. They were odd with strangely distinctive facial features. Some dismissed it as masks or early Halloween costumes, but authorities weren't convinced. During an investigation into a missing person case, police checked their identities, only to find nothing, as if they had never existed. The footage spread online, sparking endless theories. Were they unidentified test subjects? People who had erased themselves from the system? Or were they never human to begin with? Doll comes to life. A teenage girl was taking pictures with her newly gifted doll. As she posed for the camera, something chilling happened. The doll turned its head and looked straight into the eyes of the girl, making her drop her immediately. But why would a doll do that? Many believe spirits attach themselves to dolls. Legends say cursed dolls must always have an owner. They can't be thrown away, only passed on. She had been chosen, and now she couldn't escape it. Scary presence. A paranormal team spent the night in a building known for eerie occurrences. One investigator felt uneasy about a room at the back and decided to check it out. As she filmed, her colleague followed closely behind. But when they reviewed the footage later, they noticed something behind him, a woman in white. She hadn't been there before. Only then did they learn the building once hosted funerals. And years ago, a woman had been laid to rest, right in that very spot. Many believe souls never leave their final resting place, and this footage might be proof. Unseen watcher. A student was filming himself practicing for a stage drama when he unknowingly captured the unknown. Just as he performed, a figure drifted behind him, a woman in white. She passed the staircase and vanished around the corner. Strangely, the moment it happened, he turned as if he had sensed it. Then, he quickly ended the recording. He was lucky. Had he looked a second earlier, things might have been different. These beings are said to possess those who meet their gaze. So next time you hear someone call your name, don't look back. Not until you're sure it's human. Bus 365. The school bus was full of kids, laughing and talking like any other day. But then, everything went quiet. The driver looked in the mirror right after taking an unexpected turn and was shocked to see the seats empty. Every child had disappeared. Shaken, he pulled the bus over and turned around. The doors were locked. The windows were shut. There was no way they could have left, but they were gone. The video of the strange event spread online, shocking everyone who watched it. Then people started to remember something terrifying. This had happened before. The old story of Bus 365, it was a bus that once vanished without a trace. So, could it really be back? Tunnel entity. Abandoned places don't stay empty for long, and you should never disturb what lurks inside. But this guy unknowingly did. He decided to explore an abandoned tunnel. Worse, he did it late at night. Just as he stepped in, he felt something behind him. A shadowy figure stood there, its long hair barely visible in the darkness. He panicked and ran. But in his fear, he went the wrong way, deeper into the tunnel. And according to his family, he never made it back. Shapeshifter. This CCTV footage captured on a quiet street is really creepy. At first, it showed a strange animal crawling towards the gate. Its movements were unnatural. Then, before anyone could process it, the creature changed right in front of the camera. In its place, a man stood up and casually walked inside. Onlookers were baffled, calling it real proof of a Skinwalker. But the real question wasn't what it was. It was how it could blend in so easily. Whoever lived in that house had no idea what had just walked through their door. Vanished and returned. Some friendships last a lifetime, but some moments change them forever. Two young boys were out for a late-night walk when, out of nowhere, one of them vanished. CCTV footage later showed something eerie. It looked like he had been pulled straight up into the sky. His friend panicked and ran for help, but before he could return, the missing boy reappeared, lying on the ground. He stood up, confused, as if nothing had happened. Some believe in portals, gateways connecting the sky and the earth. Maybe he just walked into one without even realizing it. Fourth passenger. 3 girls were having the time of their lives at a carnival, laughing and capturing memories on camera. It was just the 3 of them until they checked the footage later. What they saw left them shaken. The video showed another girl sitting right beside them, laughing and enjoying the ride like she belonged. But she didn't. She was never there. Just another reminder, some things only exist when caught on camera. Bird King. A couple was exploring Vashon Island when they spotted a giant statue in the woods. There was only one strange thing with it. Its eyes were moving. At first, they thought it was a troll, a massive wooden figure straight out of folklore. But then, they noticed the details. A towering 20-foot form, a crown of birdhouses, a beard of twisted sticks. This was Oscar the Bird King. And the moving eyes were intentionally created by the Danish artist Thomas Dambo, as he wanted to give the figure both a touch of humor and wisdom. Guardian car. While waiting for the bus, this girl noticed something strange. The mirror beside her showed a car approaching from one direction, but in reality, it passed from the opposite side. Thinking she was just seeing things, she filmed it. But the footage confirmed it. Something wasn't right. She uploaded the video online, hoping for answers. Some called it an optical illusion, but what kind of illusion makes the car disappear in thin air? Vanishing figure. In 2019, a Kentucky couple captured something eerie on their home security cameras. A man was seen walking across their driveway, but as he moved forward, his body started to fizzle out. Within moments, he had completely disappeared. The couple reviewed the footage carefully. If the man had walked into the yard or taken another route, the cameras would have caught him, but there was nothing. He was simply gone. Some speculate it was a camera glitch, while others suggest something more unsettling. Could this be evidence of a spirit briefly crossing into our world? With surveillance cameras everywhere, how many unexplained events like this go unnoticed? Shadowy figure. exploring the island to rest at a nice spot. This couple spotted a mysterious figure, all covered in black fur. It suddenly emerged from behind the trees. It looked like Bigfoot, only this Bigfoot had a less muscular body. Another thing which surprised me was the way it stopped. It appeared to me the Bigfoot's twin wasn't expecting the couple in the secluded island as well. However, before it could attack, the couple rushed back and never came to the place again. Screaming possession. A lady's family complained about hearing screams from her room at night, but she never remembered making a sound. Curious and unsettled, she set up a camera to find out what was happening. When she reviewed the footage, she was horrified. At some point during the night, she suddenly sat up. Her face was frozen in a silent scream, eyes glowing unnaturally as she stared directly into the camera. Then, just as suddenly, she collapsed back onto the bed, as if nothing had happened. Some spirits are known to haunt people in their sleep, trapping them between dreams and reality. But what the camera captured didn't look like a dream. It looked like something had taken control. Figure behind. A family was casually reviewing their short footage when they caught something strange. Something they hadn't noticed in real time. Right behind one of the kids, a figure appeared. It didn't walk into the frame. It didn't step out from anywhere. It was just there. And then, just as quickly, it moved to the other side and vanished. It was almost like it slipped through at the wrong moment, realized its mistake, and left. Whatever it was, it clearly didn't belong. Shapeshifter's mistake. Unbelievable things happen all the time, but now technology lets us capture them. A man was walking near the woods when someone ahead suddenly slipped. The person tumbled forward, hitting a passing car, but the moment they made contact, they changed. Their form twisted, turning into a bull. And before the driver could even process what just happened, it shifted again. This time into another creature entirely. Was it a shapeshifter caught off guard? Or just something reacting instinctively to being seen? Either way, it didn't seem to have planned for this. Red carpet illusion. A strange video surfaced online, taken at a high-profile event. It showed a woman walking the red carpet, but something about her seemed off. Her features appeared to shift in a way that didn't seem natural. The footage was grainy, making it hard to tell if it was just poor resolution or something more. Some claimed it was a simple glitch, a trick of bad lighting, but others weren't convinced. There's a long-standing theory that among the elite, reptilian shapeshifters exist, and they blend in with humans. This could be the proof of it. Extra limbs. Ever been warned not to stand under a tree at night? There might be a reason for that. A video posted online showed a girl hanging from a tree branch, just like any kid would. But then, something unnatural happened. Another set of arms seemed to appear from her sides, while the ones holding the branch vanished. The girl must have felt it too. She dropped down and ran without looking back. She didn't just let go, she dropped suddenly, as if something had released its grip. It was as if, for a moment, she wasn't in control of her own body. Giant intruder. Usually, thieves worry about security alarms or guard dogs, but this guy faced something much worse. He had just broken into a house when he noticed two glowing eyes staring at him from the dark. At first, the figure was crouched, but then it slowly stood, revealing its lanky body. It moved on all fours, too fast, too unnatural. When the footage surfaced online, people had one name for it: the Dog Man. Now, if it was really a dog man, the man and everyone around him is in real trouble. African black magic. Black magic has deep roots in African culture, often used to captivate audiences. In this clip, a man was performing a ritual, but no one expected what happened next. A lifeless black fur lay on the floor. He snapped, and it slowly began to rise, as if filling with air. Then, in an instant, the empty fur shifted, turning into a massive ape. The creature began to move, towering over the stunned crowd. The sight was a true display of ancient arts, that some traditions still hold mysteries beyond explanation. Guardians of the Night. Now, this weird custom is what gets everyone's attention. It all starts when the magicians cover the dolls inside what's called a zangbeto in the local language, and then, within moments, it began swaying on its own, spinning in a rhythmic motion. Initially, the entire ritual does give the reaction of someone handling it from inside, but the supporting stick remains visible, proving that no hands or person is controlling it. Actually, these aren't ordinary brooms. They're seen as powerful guardians, believed to protect communities from unseen forces. In some regions, people trust them to ward off both physical and supernatural threats, keeping the balance between the living and the unknown. Freaky clip. A young man sprinted across a crosswalk when out of nowhere he was lifted into the air and slammed to the ground. He got up, seemingly unharmed, but the reaction of the lady passing by proved that whatever happened wasn't normal. His shadow shifted in a way that didn't match his movement. Some believe this is proof we're living in a simulation, a moment where the world's coding slipped. Others insist the footage was altered, but if it wasn't, what kind of force could throw someone like that? And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. During a hiking trip in Chile, a group of friends took a selfie to remember their adventure. Upon reviewing the photo later, they noticed an unexpected face between them. Its features were distorted, almost inhuman. No one in the group resembled it, and there was no explanation for how it got there. Some believe spirits can imprint themselves onto photographs, only revealing their presence after the fact. This unsettling discovery left the friends questioning who or what had joined them that day.